Right now, we have a housing shortage across the nation. The pandemic increased the issue, but this has been a problem for many years. We have been underproducing entry-level homes for over a decade, but I think there's a way forward. So on this video, I will outline my plan to correct the issue and make more Americans homeowners instead of renters. So let's get after it right now. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Mike Gallagher. I'm a local real estate agent right here in the state of Utah. I want to start out by saying I am not running for any kind of political office. This is not a video on vote for me and I promise to do X, Y, and Z. I just believe that more Americans should be homeowners. And I hope that future generations will be able to afford to purchase a home instead of renting a home. But if you are looking to purchase a home in the state of Utah, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. 7 days a week, we got your back with Utah Real Estate. Let's start out with the question, how did we get into the position of having a low supply of homes? I've seen estimates that we are short anywhere from 1 to 4 million homes. We need that many homes to be built just to keep up with the demand. Well, the pandemic didn't help. We had supply chain shortages. You couldn't get wood, sometimes you couldn't get sheetrock, and when you could get those items, they were at a premium dollar. We also had increased demand due to the low interest rates below 3% at some point. That all meant more people came into the market to try to purchase homes, and it also added thousands of dollars to the price of homes all across the United States. The real problem goes all the way back to 2008 when we had the housing bubble crash. Many home builders went out of business. Then the skilled workers that were also needed, some of them individuals lost their jobs and they had to change career fields. Well, those individuals, most of them did not go back into the construction industry, and some of the builders also did not go back into the construction industry. We need to build a certain amount of homes every year just to keep up with demand, and it wasn't happening. Even after the crash, we still didn't build enough homes to meet future demand. We were short maybe 25, 40, 50% of the homes that are needed every single year. So we created this huge deficit. Also, over the last 5 to 8 years, we had a new group of buyers, millennials. They started to settle down, have families, and buy homes. Well, this has also increased demand, and now we're short millions of homes, especially those key starter homes. So that's when I feel the problem started. But what can we do to rectify the situation? I have a few ideas, but it will take all levels of government to get some of these ideas going. First on my list, material costs. They have to come down. Pretty much all the materials that go into a house. Let's just talk about one of them, one of the biggest, and that is lumber. Since the start of the pandemic, lumber prices are up 75%. Recently, there has been a slight decrease, but not enough. Were you aware that between around 1995 to probably about 2019, lumber was trading at a cost of about $343 per 1,000 board feet. That's how they kind of measure this particular commodity, is per 1,000 board feet. That number skyrocketed all the way up to $1,500 per 1,000 feet of board. Then it settled down to about the $1,000 mark over about the last year. So with this increase in the cost of lumber, just when we're talking about lumber, it adds about another $14,000 to the price of a home compared to where we were maybe in 2017, 2018, 2019, just with the increased costs on lumber. To solve this problem, federal officials need to start increasing our lumber production, and we can do it right now on some of our federal lands. And I believe it can be done in an environmentally responsible manner. Right now, federal land, lumber production is about 2 billion board feet. Sounds like a lot, but back in the 1990s, we were producing about 10 billion board feet, 5 times higher. So let's increase that production and let's give more Americans jobs. We can also reduce some of the tariffs on lumber. Were you aware that we charge tariffs for lumber coming into this country? Yes. About 30% of our lumber currently comes from the north, Canada. Well, that tariff is 17.99%. Let's remove the tariff, bring down the cost of building a home. Coming in at number 2 on my list, we need to upgrade the zoning laws. Very big issue around the country. The current zoning laws in many areas prevent the construction of multifamily structures. What's wrong with multifamily structures? If we could change the laws, we could develop more properties outside of the single family home. But we've got the whole problem of, don't put it in my backyard. I want multifamily construction, but not in my backyard. City after city. It's estimated right now about 70% of the zoning that we have around the country is for single family homes. If we could change these laws, it would allow neighborhoods to transform and to grow metro areas nationwide very quickly. After all, these multifamily developments, they can be built at a lower cost. And those first-time home buyers, it will get them a start in home ownership. Coming in at number 3 on my list, manufactured housing. Oh yes, Mike said that dirty word. Manufactured houses. There is a big stigma with manufactured homes. There's no doubt about it. If you're not aware of what a manufactured home is, it's a home that is built, complete, at a factory, some location. Then they put it on a semi-truck, transport it to your particular lot location, unload it onto your foundation, and you have a home ready to be moved into right then. If we could get more of these manufactured homes onto the market, it would definitely solve our housing supply problem. But in order to accomplish this, our local authorities would have to be convinced of their value. And I think that's the key thing. Some people feel that a manufactured home doesn't have the quality or doesn't have the value. But these homes have to be built to a national standard, and they have the exact same safety standards as a traditional stick-built home. And I've seen some great manufactured homes with some beautiful landscaping around it, and it's hard to tell the difference between that home and one that was built from the ground up on a lot. Coming in at number 4 on my list, we need to get more people into the workforce. The construction industry right now has a depleted workforce. We need about 740,000 new workers every year into this particular field. And we're falling short by about 400,000 workers every year. And that's not the only issue. The workforce is aging. Many people are retiring from this particular industry. So we need to inspire young people to get into the construction trade and let them know what a great profession it is. In order to get this accomplished, we need to get the individual trades back into the high schools, the woodworking class, the electrical classes. We also need to invest more money into the trade schools. Some people, they're just not keen on going to college, mostly because the first 2 years is full of generals. You got to take the math, the science, the English classes before you can start working on your individual major. If you go to a trade school, you get to learn that particular trade in a far shorter time period than college. And some of these trades pay very good money. I've got a friend of mine that started in the painting trade. He's worked himself up. He owns his own business now, and he's a very large commercial contractor painter and makes a very, very good living. Coming in at number 5 on my list, let's repair the homes that we already have. You go from city to city all across the United States, you'll find homes that have been boarded up or are in general unsafe living conditions. There's many of them. Have the city, the county, the state, or maybe even the federal government come in and buy these homes. Let's redo them, put them back on the market, and provide homeowners with a freshly remodeled, modern-looking home with all the nice amenities that you'll find in any brand new home. I think it can be easily achieved at a very affordable price. The government will be able to purchase these homes at a substantial discount. Some of these homes they probably already own. Then they can hire contractors, go in there, rehab the properties, and then resell them to some American homeowners. So I feel that the rehabs could be done at an affordable price. Let's say we purchase 20 homes just to start with. We'll let the contractors know, hey, we've got these 20 homes ready to go. But we've got more in the future. We'll keep you busy for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You will not have to go out and find your own business. In exchange, though, we would like a reduced fee on what you charge to rehab those homes, because we're providing you homes in bulk. You will not have to go out and find any work. We could also make relationships with some of the building material suppliers, the wood, the concrete, the plumbing, the electrical, and go to these companies and say, look, this is what we've got. We've got homes in bulk for many years to come. We would just like a little bit of a discount on the supplies, and you will be our preferred supplier. Give us 10% off, 20% off of the material costs. So how would the city or the state or the federal government recoup their money? Well, they would sell the homes to new owners like first-time home buyers, low-income individuals, recoup their money, make a small profit, and be able to reinvest that money into a new property. They'd have to make some kind of stipulation where they would not sell the homes to investors or people who would like to turn them into rentals or people who would like to turn them into Airbnbs. And the owners of these homes would have to remain in the home for a certain time period before they were able to sell the property. And there's another avenue for the local cities, state, federal government to make more money by providing mortgages on these homes. You take that extra money that is made from interest payments on the loan every single month and reinvest it in other homes. Purchase the home, rehab the home, sell it, rinse and repeat over and over. And over time, we would rejuvenate neighborhoods all across America, and we would make more Americans homeowners at an affordable price, and that's key. And in conclusion, that is some of my thoughts on solving the supply problem in the real estate industry. If you have any kind of questions, by all means, reach out to me. Glad to answer anything that I can. Until the next video, take care and stay safe.